Have you ever walked into a business and instantly felt the difference between being processed and being truly welcomed? You know what I mean. One place makes you feel like a number, the other makes you feel like a guest. One rushes you through the steps, the other slows down just enough to say, "We're glad you're here." Here's what I know from experience: your customers are not just buying a product or a service from you. They are stepping into an experience with you. They are coming into your space. And whether that space is a physical store, a small office, a van, a home based setup, or even a digital space online, you are the host. The energy, the tone, the feeling, the flow, all of it is being shaped by how you choose to show up for them. Most businesses never think this way. They see customers as transactions, not guests. But you are an entrepreneur. And when you begin to see yourself as a creator of experiences because you actually love people, everything about the way you do business can change for the better. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leah Vona. Welcome to the Leah Vona Show. I have been creating and building successful businesses for over 25 years, and I'm here to help you win. If you like whatever I give you, subscribe now so that you can find me later when you need me. So let's start here. You must begin to see yourself as a host, not just a seller, not just a service provider, a host. When someone chooses your business, they are choosing to walk into your space, your atmosphere, your process, your world. If they walk into your shop, they are stepping onto your digital living room or your business kitchen. If they meet you on Zoom, they are still walking into an experience you are creating. Ask yourself this: if I invited someone into my home, would I greet them the same way I greet my customers? Would I let them stand there unsure of where to go or what to do? Would I ignore their presence while I click around on my phone? Of course not. A good host pays attention. A good host sets the tone. A good host cares about the energy in the room. Whether it's the way you answer the phone, the way your website looks, the way your waiting area feels, or the way you say goodbye. All of it is part of the experience you are hosting. When you begin to say to yourself, "This is my space and they are my guests," it changes how you walk, how you talk, how you listen, how you serve. You're no longer just trying to get through the day. You're hosting a moment in someone else's life. And that is a sacred responsibility. Now, here's where things really get deep. If you want to become a great creator of experiences, you must learn to live in your customer's shoes. You cannot create a five-star experience while only seeing things from behind your own counter. You have to imagine everything from their perspective, from the very first moment they hear about you, all the way until the day they no longer need your services. Imagine with me for a second. How do they first discover you? What do they see? What do they feel? Is it confusing or is it clear? When they call or message you, do they feel ignored or do they feel seen? When they arrive for the first time, do they know where to go, what door to use, who to ask for? When they sit down with you, do they feel rushed or respected? When you deliver the service, do they feel like just another job or do they feel like you really care about getting it right for them? When it's time to pay, does the process feel smooth or stressful? And even after the service is complete, do they feel forgotten or do they feel like the relationship still matters? I want to I want you to imagine a five-star experience the whole way through, from first contact to final goodbye. You've had those five-star experiences yourself. A restaurant that remembered your name, a doctor who looked you in the eye, a small business that followed up to make sure you were happy. You walked away saying, "Wow, that was different." That is what you are aiming to create for your customers. And here's the part many business owners skip. Once you've imagined it, you must commit to creating it. This is where vision and patience have to hold hands. You may not be able to build your full five-star experience in a week. You might not have the budget yet for all the things you imagine. That's okay. Be ambitious in your vision, but be patient in your building. Start with what you can control today. Maybe you can't redesign your entire space yet, but you can make sure every person is greeted warmly. Maybe you can't hire extra staff yet, but you can follow up with each customer with a simple message that shows you care. Maybe you can't overhaul your systems overnight, but you can fix one step in your process each week. Consistency over time matters far more than getting worked up for a few mornings and then burning out. The experience your customers have with you is built one small action at a time, repeated faithfully. So here's what I want you to take away. See yourself as a host of an experience. Live in your customer's shoes from beginning to end, and then patiently create what you've imagined, piece by piece, day by day. In the long run, it wouldn't be the flashiest business that wins. It will be the one that consistently makes people feel seen, safe, cared for, and that can be you. Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? Well, oh boy, the weather surprised us, didn't it? It got so cold. I was out there this morning. I can actually feel a cold coming on. It went from being really cold, then I'm like, what happened here? Rain. It rained on my parade. I hope you had a wonderful day today. And I just want to tell you that the program is being changed, like I said yesterday, and we're working at it one day at a time. One day at a time, just like we are telling you, you have to do it, little pieces in, as the message said, right? So, what I want to say right now is that I want you to see yourself, right? For the entire message, I just want to go over the takeaway for today, okay? I want you to see yourself as a host of an experience. It will take a little getting used to, because a lot of times we don't think like this. A lot of people don't connect one situation to a next and another one and another one to see how everything relates. Sometimes we just step into a space and it's like if we're wearing the shoes are too heavy and we're just, we're just hitting everything. We're clumsy. But my purpose is to show you that you don't have to be clumsy. You don't have to put your foot in your mouth. You can actually move with grace and become the beautiful hero of your story. So I want you to see yourself as a host of an experience, and I want you to live in your customer's shoes from beginning to end. Okay? Live in their shoes. Walk in their shoes, and then patiently create what you've imagined for them. And my friend, the world will tell you that you don't have to love. You just have to love your family. God wants us to love each other. Not just our families. Our family, they're a special unit. But God wants you to love those customers that are coming to you. And when I was studying the message today, I always do, I go back over the message and I see if there's any improvements I can make or what's not. I felt like at the end of the day, I will want to tell you something else. So we give you the takeaway, but I want you to also be a creator of experience who can knock people's socks off. You see, sometimes you might not have all the money to do ads and to do this and to do that. But it really impresses me when I go into a bank and I bank my money, and on the counter, the clerk has a bowl of candies. And I just feel like a little child. Just the process of saying, may I have 2 of those? Oh, sure. What color would you like? Here again, it allows me, she is the host, and I am just the client. And so because she has that bowl of candies there, when I reach out and I say, may I? And she says warmly and kindly, of course, what colors would you like? She's knocking my socks off. For one, she put the bowl there. She must have gone to some store and bought it, because when I looked, I don't see all of them having the bowl of candies, just maybe 2 of them. And they wanted to give me and all the other people on the line behind me some kind of experience. Sometimes life has us in a place where we don't notice anything. We just have tunnel vision and we don't ever smell the roses. So I would like for you to always think of things that you can do to be a creator of experience who can knock the socks off of your customers when they come into your space. I'm not going to go into details as to the different spaces. You know what they are. The Zoom, the digital space, and all these good things. It is there. And that is where you make your contact, right? You want to knock their shoes off from beginning to end. That's your goal, and it's a simple thing, a bowl of candies. That's it. Nobody has, not cookies, because you don't want nobody to say, well, you know, I'm lactose intolerant. It had milk. It made me sick. Just some simple candies, all right? Leave them. I want you to try to let them leave with a smile on their face and happiness or contentment in their hearts. When I am in that bank, and I have several banks that I use depending on my locale, but I find myself shooting for this particular one because of the reception I get. And so I am asking you to try to do unto others as you would have do unto you. Let them leave you with a smile on their face. There is not a day. Some days I don't have a smile, but most of the days I have a smile. But it's not just the smile. It's where I feel contentment in my heart. I feel happiness. That's a dime. That is a beautiful nugget because nobody gives two craps anymore. So when someone can make you feel happy and contented, and you might go out of your way to go back to that particular bank and hope that when you stand online that that particular teller is going to be the one who becomes free when it's your turn, you're making impact in the world. That girl sits behind the counter and the guy, there are two of them, they don't even know how they've impacted my life. I haven't said anything, but on some days when I feel crappy, I go in there to do my banking and they receive me so warmly that I leave out with my heart feeling so happy. And sometimes the happiness that you feel in your heart is more than $1,000. Just look at your customers with love. Don't see them as transactions. Because like I said, we're spirit beings and we can feel when you don't want to be bothered. You're already looking on the line and saying, this place is backed up. Can you imagine that she was doing that on the eve of Thanksgiving? What is our attitude of before a holiday? We just want to get out of there. And you're looking at the line like, oh my gosh, where did all these people come from? Why didn't they come yesterday? I still have to cook. And so you're very stilted and your terms are short and your words are, So I just ask you to give them that experience that makes them happy in their hearts. Now, I want to tell you that if this message has impacted you, like I said, it's going to take me maybe about a week or two to fully move smooth with it. I'm just going along trying. But if the message, anything in it has impacted you, I want to ask you to just give a like, which is the thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe because these two actions on this particular platform helps us a ton. All right, guys? Okay. The why factor. Every day, the program has the why factor because becoming an entrepreneur and having to do this for a living needs certain provisions. When you get in, like I said yesterday in my video, one day you're going to be like me if you're not in the game yet and you're looking, and you have to sit before a camera and you have to speak. And there are days that you might come in, if you don't have a technician, things can go wrong. My husband is my director. And when things go wrong, I can still sit here and just go over what I have to give to you today and not be bothered with all the computer and the this and the that. I go watch what he does and I get a headache. And it's getting more and more complicated. So can you imagine you don't have a director, you don't have a technician, you're doing everything by yourself. And you're ready to go. It's go time. And the computer crashes. Right? Could panic, right? Things can really get out of whack. And if you don't have your composure, and that situation hits you a couple of times in 1 week, and then a month from now, the entire thing blows up. And you can't even get out there to tell them what's going on. You could get discouraged. But when you know why you're doing it, when you understand that it's not about me, it's not about yourself, it's about the customers who need you. And let me tell you something. Do not judge by appearance. What do I mean by that? You're going to start. You're not all going to be like Leavona and take off and run. But just remember something. Leavona takes off and runs when she creates businesses because I do a lot of work in the background. When nobody's watching, I am laboring. I am in the streets. I'm putting flyers. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You have to never allow the cricket moment to take you out. Crickets. 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 You're watching your videos and they're not being seen. You're coming in. The stuff is crashing. You're putting up and you say, oh, well, what does it matter anyway? I don't have to go out and tell them nothing. They don't come anyway. You have to believe in them. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that they need you, but some of them don't know that yet. An entrepreneur forges on. It is just something inside of us. You don't allow yourself to doubt. You stay positively energized. And you keep on moving like the man on the mountain. You on the mountaintop. Walking, going somewhere, and the snow suddenly started. These random storms. You only have summer clothes on. You left the car all the way down at the bottom. It seems as though it's a halfway run. Or the car is too far, but the house is closer. What are you going to do? You forge on. And you're fighting to get to the top so you can get into the warmth of your apartment or you're visiting somebody, whatever it is. I use that analogy in one of my videos. So your why factor always has to be reinforced every day, right? It's like we say, you have to make asking, why am I doing this? It has to become your daily energy booster. And today, I want to say that we're going to go through these guys, but we're going to try to do it together. Because it's easy, you know? It's easy for me to sit here and say the whys, and you're just sitting on the side. All right, maybe today. Nah, I think I'll go make a cup of coffee in the kitchen. Stay with me. We have a lot, again, to give you today. And the reason why I say have a lot, because I do this off the cuff. I've always been a speaker who speaks based on my moment. I stay prayed up and I just go in, and as God leads me, I speak. So you never know on any given day what I can give you, what gems can be thrown out. So stay with me, okay? Let's see what he has for us today. The first thing I want to say, and I want you to say this with me, is your first freedom. Maybe it's not freedom. Maybe it's something else. Whatever it is, let's say it together. Mine is freedom. My first why, reason why I went into business, is for freedom. I am proud of you. You stuck it through, right? The second one for me is because of the gift. And this should be what all of you, we're together in this one. We got a gift in our hands. Or some of you have to say, I inherited a business and I love what my parents did and I'm holding on to it. That's your second energy booster for today. I'm not going to let my grandfather's business die. I watched him as a little girl laboring in it. I watched him as a little boy laboring in it, and I feel very blessed to have been given this business, and that is my second energy booster. I am pushing to carry on Grandpa's legacy. Because he trusted me. He didn't give it to my mom. He didn't give it to my dad. He put it in his notes that he wants to give it to me. So I am going to push to make sure it goes on for the next 10 years, the next decade. It's in our hands. Whether you created it or it was grandpa's or grandma's, it's now in your hand. It's your responsibility. And we have to work it. And what is the third one? My third, let's do it together, is people. I always say it. If we don't have people, we don't have no business. If you've inherited, you still have grandpa and grandma's old customers. They're still coming. Their grandkids are coming. Their great-grands are coming still. Keep on keeping on. Love on people. Like we said in the message today, give them a 5-star experience from beginning to end. Step in their shoes. Find out what they want. Find out what moves them. Try your best to make a part of the 5-star experience where they can leave with a smile. You should see me hunting in the places that I go, trying to find the name of the person who just made me feel welcome. People love to hear their names called. Call their names. Thank you, Joanne. Look for their call tags. Many of us don't have money. We were not born to riches. The only thing we have that we can cherish is our name. Hi, Leovona. Hi, Brian. How are you doing today? The name is very important. Use it a lot. Incorporate it into your 5-star experience. Okay, guys? I am so proud of you. You stayed. Life. What is life that thou art mindful of it? What is man that thou art mindful of it? Our life is important. And every day we have to thank God that we are here and we did not die today. We're still here. Many people have passed away, but we are still here. And even though having to live this life can really stink sometimes, I think most of us elect to be here rather than be in the land of the dead. So let us be grateful for life and let us cherish what we have. And today I want to, I'm giving you a lot of actions, but I walked away from the why factor feeling very proud of you, and I want you to make me proud again. And I know you will. There are many people that are struggling out there. I have a customer, matter of fact, two of them that I can call off the top. Many of them are struggling as they age, and they're having issues after the COVID. I have seen so many people walking with canes more than my entire time being in this country. And they're struggling. If you can help anyone, not selfishly help them because you want to, be praised, just do it and disappear into the ocean of all the people that are here. Show kindness. That is what I'm trying to get at. You see that old man, and he has that cane. You say, "Hi, sir. Can I help you put that bag in your car?" Hold the door open for them. Pause for 2 seconds. It doesn't take long. Because my grandmother taught me years ago, she started to say this thing to us. You know how we teach our children? She said to me, "But for the grace of God, there goes I." And I said, "Grandma, what do you mean by that?" These are the times when she would see things that burdened you. People who are born with deformities, or people, like I said, what's coming to me today to concentrate on are the ones who are struggling because they have clots and suddenly they can't walk. So they have been given canes and now they have to walk and take exercises every day. But they're struggling. Somebody wants to cross the walkway. We have to always look left, look right, because you might have your head turned to the left side, but there's this woman coming on the right. And all she's consumed about is to get to work so she can make a few dollars to put food on the table, to pay the rent, to pay the light bill. Very simple people, simpletons. Their whole purpose is just to go to work and pay the bill, pay the rent, pay the light, pay for the car. And if they're lucky, they have some left over to buy food. And so they're not looking closely at the road. And so you might you look to the right first and it was clear. You look to the left, you hesitated a little longer, and then you're deciding, I'm going to move. You got to look to that right again. Because God forbid you take her out. All she wanted to do was to live her simpleton life, not complaining, just going every day. We have to be careful because life is precious. We do not want to end anybody's. Let's slow down. Life is precious. Yesterday I mentioned something, but I did not deliberate on it, and I want to come back to it. When I was in corporate, I used to have to dash in and out of traffic. And I know many of you are doing that out there today. Taking chances on the roads. You know, you always have the daredevils, you know, the ones who have the fast cars. I don't know where you live. I don't know what country. I don't know what state. But it has become a thing where everybody's car has a tint so dark you can't see them when they're doing their evil deeds. The cops started taking them down, giving them tickets. But after a while, defund the police, I say. And now you have the daredevils. They drive and they do whatever they want. And you can't do anything to them because you don't know who has a gun in that car. And because we don't want to die, we try not to be heroes. And so we suffer. And we bear the burdens of what our beautiful country has become. Please do not drive to go make a punch. Please do not take chances on the highway just to make a punch. Don't dash in and dash out. Cherish your life. And get there when you get there. If you know that you got out on time and you weren't tardy, you face them when you get in. And you say, if you want, you can go check. Go check the record. XYZ was backed up. I left on time, but it was backed up, and there's nothing I can do about that. You can check with them. They have records. But if you left because you're a procrastinator and you cherish that job, you have to try to do a little better. This way you're not on the highway sacrificing your life. A lot of times, my experience before I pulled out of that world was where I would always say, there's never traffic out here at a certain time. And then you get out and you say, oh, crap. All right, so try not to say, oh, crap, too often. Just do the right things, okay? Cherish your life because your family, they need you. And they don't want to stand over you crying tears because you did something irresponsible and silly. Life is precious and we have to cherish it. We have the business, and the business does not control us. You're rushing down and you're zigging and you're going in and out, in and out. That is not our style. We have a responsibility to all the clients that we have. And we can't make foolish moves. If you see you're running late for your business, call Brian. Have somebody dedicated to opening up if you're not going to be the one to do it. You always have to teach your staff. You have to pass some of the work down in case something happens to you and you can't make it that day. Life is precious. We have to think of our family. We have to think of these customers. And yes, we have to think of the business, but they have to be put in their right perspective. Family, God first, family second, business last. Okay, guys. I just want you to meditate on that for a little bit for me. 2 seconds with me. And then we'll move on. It's important. And that's why I do it. Because we tend to forget. Okay. Selling with integrity. Don't let this become a cliche. Don't let it become a cliche in your life. Just do the right thing. I'm not going to dwell on this one long for today. You know all the things I have said. And I do have more. But somehow in my spirit, I feel today I want to go light on it. I have had many people approach me over the years and ask me to join them, to join their organizations because of the fact that I am so good at selling. And there's one concept that stayed with me. And I want you to take this concept with you today with selling, with your business. Make a product, and when you make that product, polish it. Keep polishing it. If you are a person who has a retail store, bring in good stuff. Don't bring stuff that people, you sell it to them, you're walking around your store with them and you're telling them how great this is. Or sometimes some of you don't even bother. You have a girl there, she's supposed to walk and to let the customers know about the items, and she just stands there. All she's concerned about is getting her cut. Will they or will they not buy? You have to engage them. But you don't want to buy cheap product and have it on your shelf and then sell it highly marked up. You don't want to sell, if you're in the online game, something that is bogus and cheap, and you want to call big money. So when I was approached, I came up with this concept and I want to share it with you today. If I am not proud, if I don't feel wholesome, if I don't feel happy about the product that I'm pushing, I am pushing that. This is my reputation. If the product is not good, I will not stand behind it. So many people approached me over the years and they wanted me to sell for them and stuff. And I go in and I listen. I go into those little things that they do. They have everybody, all the sales reps in the one room. And they have music and there's always a guise. There's always a camouflage. Yeah, you got music, you got food, you got everything, everybody pretending to be nice. Show me the product. Where's your product, please? What are you selling? What are the terms and conditions? I'll get back to you. If it is not good and you feel ashamed to stand behind that product, why is it even on your shelf? Why is it on your website? Selling with integrity and honor. Don't sell just for the money. Keep polishing the product and make it better. Make it better for them. In this online game, most of what we do is we sell ourselves. I'm going to give you so many hours a year. I'm going to come into the chat room so many times a month. Keep your word. Be honorable. Don't lie. Don't lie to them. Be kind. And do to them what you would want done to you. Sell with honesty and integrity. All right? That's what I'm going to leave for that. All right. So you have done great. And I'm proud of you because you're still watching. Okay? We're going to move to something that is very important for all of us. And what is that? What is so important that we have to always watch what we do? Sleep. Do you know that sleep is important? Why is sleep important? Because if sleep is ignored, our mental health erodes. I'm going to repeat myself. Sleep is important because if we do not sleep enough, our mental health, our physical health will erode. And what do I mean by that? When you do not get enough sleep, you can get into a car accident because you fall asleep behind the wheel. When you do not get enough sleep, your brain starts to glitch. And when a simple problem comes your way for the business, somebody says, one of your biggest customers says, "Oh, we're not going to be needing your service anymore because XYZ, we're leaving out of New York. We're relocating to Florida." Because you don't have enough sleep. You just go into stress mode. You don't handle it the way you might have handled it if you had been getting rest. You're running on coffees and 5-hour energies. And so this news comes and it hits you harder than it would have if you had been sleeping. You're smoking cigarettes. There's so many cigarettes on your desk. My gosh. It's even on your paperwork. Be careful now. Don't leave out the office one night and make sure that you didn't let some of that ash fall on something, and then you got more trouble. We need to sleep because when we don't sleep, we cannot tackle problems coherently. We make mistakes. We get cranky with our husbands and our children and our wives. And we yell at the staff members. I feel pity for that person that was trying to run for governor or something from somewhere, heavyset woman. She poured scalding hot potato on her mashed potatoes on her husband. She got a problem, that one. But you see, some of us are born with it. We have some things a little off, but some of it can actually be acquired through our negligence. So we have to sleep, because if we don't sleep, it messes the heart up and it can cause the other functions, the functioning organs in our bodies to erode. And mental health is something that in this program we link to business, because business is not a walk in the park. When you have to sleep, you have to sleep. You might be building, and now it's Christmas and we're having thousands and thousands of packages to make. If you're a small mom and pop, you're doing all of that by yourself. You're stuffing envelopes for 4,000 people that you have. If you're stuck with 4,000 in December, you got trouble. I feel your pain. But I understand it. Because I had the same thing, and I had to hire people to help me to get my stuff together, because you're out and you're doing everything every night, and you're taking care of that part. Because if you romance the customers, whatever comes at the end of the year, whatever business you acquire, whatever gifts, whatever, some of them send you tips and what's not, you're working that angle. But then how do you thank them for what they're going to do? If you're always on a truck, you're always driving. So the solution to that problem is to start early. You start in August. Take it easy. Mental health is something that you want to watch. It's not shameful. It is not a conversation or a topic we should just say, I'm not staying for that one. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm not listening to that. That is crap. That is nonsense. Nah, Leavona, you missed the mark on this one. If you're young, you guard it, because you will not always be young. And if you're middle-aged and older, you guard it. Because stress comes from overworking, not eating properly, not sleeping right. I just want to examine sleep today. Please sleep. Please leave the stupid piled up envelopes or work or whatever the crap is. Have you guys seen what our president's desk looks like? That man is a workaholic. But he's a special type. He runs on just 4 hours of sleep. Some of us need 8, full 8, or else we can't function. You have to know what your sleeping requirement is, what you can run on, and you make sure you get that. You want to keep your mental health because you do not want to experience anxiety, depression, and you're the visionary for the business, but because you did not take care of yourself, now you have to be pulled out. Your family look at how you're behaving and they say, nope, we have to pull her out. She either comes down and takes 6 months off so we see how she works, how she recovers, or we're going to have to do it ourselves. But you didn't get time to train them yet. We cannot lose our marriages for these businesses. We cannot lose our mind for these businesses. We cannot lose our heart's function for these businesses. We need to sleep. The heart needs to sleep. It needs to rest. The body needs to rest. When we lay down and sleep, the body has all its different functions that it does. And for some reason, most of the main things only get done when we're lying prone. So please, sleep and protect your business and not get mentally disabled. Do not sell out. Do not allow your mind to be broken. Do not allow your health to deteriorate. And do not sacrifice your family because of the business and you not being, basically you're negligent. Don't be negligent, right? Let's polish everything up. Okay. That sums it all up. Quick reminder to let you know, again, 8 p.m. is our start time. I'm not going to keep saying, oh, we're trying. Just know that we are. And one day we're going to get better. As a business owner, you'll find out that sometimes you want to get on. But because you've done so much work behind the scenes when nobody's looking, you start to fall apart a little. And this particular day, you cannot walk anymore. Your heart is acting funny. You just have to lay out a little longer. And sometimes when we lay out and we're not feeling very well, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that we were negligent. Sometimes it's just because it's in our DNA for certain things, certain ailment to show up. Now, if you know that certain things run in that DNA, now you have to walk with more care and caution. Okay? It's been a pleasure talking to you tonight. I hope everything we said can be used. And like I said, if you need me, you know where to reach me. Thank you so much, guys, for staying with me to the end. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless the kids. I will continue to pray for you. Pray for me. Thank you and good night.